Kim Soo-hyun is fed up with his life and wanted to be like a webtoon protagonist. One day he was bullied by the school bullies and is left to struggle in the alleys. Shouts for the quest window again and again, but nothing appeared. He sits in one corner as he lost his motivation. Out of nowhere a screen pops in front of him. He was surprised when he understood that it was a quest window. The window asks him if he would like to start quests. He was sitting in the class thinking of the quest window, and he tried to press yes. He mistakenly touches a girl, due to which she was agitated and slapped him in the face, and ordered him to bring a sandwich for her. He quietly stands and leaves the class to buy a sandwich for her. As he was walking in the corridor, the same bully beats him and asks him if he was okay. Soo-hyun saw him with anger, but he had no chance against him, so he asks him to pardon and leaves them. He tried to tell his mom and told her to let him drop out of school, but she was strongly against him, as he wanted to start a YouTube channel. His sister also knew about his condition and mocks him for his fears. He has no future. He didn't want to live his life like this. He summons the quest window and pressed the yes button. The system tells him that a tutorial quest was being created. His first quest was to apologize to mom. He thinks for a bit and approaches his mother and asks her sorry for his behavior. His sister mocks him and tells her mother to send him to a mental hospital. The system tells him that he has completed the quest and received a gold card as a reward. He was in his room and reveals the card. A great light fills the entire room, and the system tells him if he used this card he will grow 3 centimeters taller. Soo-hyun uses the card and was 3 centimeters taller. He mocks his sister, and he was really happy about this. His mom also apologizes to him for getting angry. And all 3 of them had dinner together. At the school, everybody thought that he was taller. He was really flustered by this and thanked the quest window. Another quest was created, and if he completes it he will receive a gold and a silver card. His quest was to kiss Baek Chaerin, the same girl who bullied him. He tries to give up on the quest, but the system informs him that all the rewards he received from the quest system will be confiscated. Also, the quest window will never appear again. He has no other choice but to take on the quest. He thinks of it in his class, and someone asks him if he wanted a kiss. As he sees it was Yakuza, he has bruises on his face. He tells him that it was the doing of the class bullies. Yakuza asks him why was he saying kiss. Soo-hyun tells him that he had a mission to kiss a girl. Yakuza tells him to ask the girl directly, and if she rejects, pay her for a kiss. Soo-hyun thinks for a bit but rejects this plan. Yakuza tells him to get along with a girl, then he can have his chance. Soo-hyun knew that during the P class, Baek Chaerin will be alone, as she never goes to P, and tells the teacher that she was not feeling well. As she woke up, she saw Soo-hyun and asks him if he was skipping P too. He tells her that he was not feeling well. She orders him to buy her some strawberry milk. Soo-hyun has already bought one and she was surprised by it. As soon as she puts in the straw, Soo-hyun snatched the drink from her and took a sip of it. After he was done, he asked her if she have ever kissed someone before. She was really pissed off due to this. He tries to make her calm by telling her it was just a joke. The class bully, Chandong, has captured the incident on his phone, and he shows it to Soo-hyun. He tries to get hold of him and delete the video, but he was unsuccessful, and the bully starts to beat him. As he was going to slap him one more time, his hand was grabbed by Chaerin. She tells him that it was enough and delete the video as well. Chandong gets up and salutes her in affirmation and leaves the class. Chaerin tells Soo-hyun to get home early or else he will get more beating. In the evening, Soo-hyun was on his bed, crying as he thought he lost the quest and his only chance to get power using the quest window. Out of nowhere, the system tells him that he has completed the quest. We see Chaerin drinking the strawberry milk, due to which it was an indirect kiss and hence the quest was completed. Soo-hyun was confused as he didn't know how did he complete the quest, but still, he wants to reveal the cards. As he tells the system to reveal the cards, the system tells him he will get 20% of his vision if he used this card. He tells the system to use the card and instantly he gets his vision back. He was really happy and thought that he will be the best now. The system tells him that he has another card left. He thinks that it is a silver card and it will be not that useful, but still uses it. As he reveals the card, he is surprised by it. He quickly runs out of his room and finds his sister eating food alone. He asks her where is mom. His sister sees the bruise on his face and asks him how he had it. He tells her that he was playing with his friends, but she knew that he got bullied, and she tells him to not talk to her in school as she was embarrassed by him. At school, Soohyun was once more getting bullied by Chanan. After the beating, Soohyun felt pathetic and was tired of living like this. After the break, he was once again being bullied by Chanan. He tossed the cigarette and tells him to fetch it. Soohyun hesitates but has to get it. As he was getting it, his sister interrupts them and asks him what was he doing. Chanan comes forward and tells her that they were just having some fun and there was no need to worry, and they both left the place. Chanan tells him that he liked his sister and tells him to introduce him to her. Soohyun tried to resist, but Chanan scares him and disrespects his sister. Soohyun was furious at him, and out of nowhere, Kuza comes out of the washroom and tells Chanan to not disrespect his sister, but he is easily suppressed by him and beats him to a pulp. Soohyun was agitated and tells Chanan not to mess with him anymore. Chanan tries to beat him, but as he was going to punch him, he was devastated by a jab from Soohyun. We come to know that the silver card he received earlier gave him the skill to use the jab, and today he was using it to defeat Chanan. The system generates a quest, and his mission was to win a fight against Chanan, but this time Soohyun was ready to take him on without fear. Chanan was shocked and asks him if he learned that move from the new tube, and threatens him, but Soohyun immediately throws another jab. He was confused and attacks out of anger. But once more, he gets jabbed straight in the face, and from there he just straight on spams the jab button, and finally wins his first ever fight, thus completing the quest. Kuza was shocked and was not able to believe his eyes. He grabs him and ran away. Kuza tells him that he just started a war, and now Chanan and his friends are probably searching for him throughout the school. Soohyun was stressed out as he really wanted to attend school in peace. And we see that Soohyun has been rewarded 1 gold and 1 silver card. Out of nowhere, Charan comes by and asks them what were they doing there, and tells Soohyun that all the kids were looking for him. He tries to explain to her the incident, but she ignores it and tells him to leave school early. But it was too late as the bullies have already caught them. Everyone tries to mess with him and started to bully them. Soohyun knew that the main leader of the gang will appear soon, and he was scared as their leader was an expert in boxing and was able to take many men on his own. After a little wait, he was finally here, Gu Hajuin, the leader of the Gangbukseo High School. Chanan tells him that he was beaten by Soohyun. Hajuin confronts him and asks him if he was the one behind all this. Soohyun tells him that he was the one who beat Chanan as he was talking badly about his family. Hajuin asks him if he was that good at fighting and then hit him. Everybody thought it was over for Soohyun. Hajuin tells him to hit or else he will hit him. Soohyun was in a very tense situation, but he remembered his rewards and thinks of using them now. He reveals the card and received 2 skills. But still, he knew that he has no chance of winning against this beast. He uses his jab skill, but all of them are dodged by him with no effort. He was confused and didn't know what should he do next. Hajuin throws a hard punch at Soohyun, due to which he passed out. As he woke, Hajuin was still standing there waiting for him. But still, Wooyun gets on his feet once more ready to fight, and then asks him to hang out with him. Soohyun was shocked as he didn't expect it to pin. Soohyun was standing in the crowd just as if he was part of the gang. Hajuin hands him a cigarette and tells him to smoke it. Soohyun thought that he was going to get beat up as he declined to smoke. Hajuin tells him that the rumors were true, and tells him that he was sorry to beat him, as by instinct he countered his jabs without knowing it, and tells Soohyun that he had talent in boxing. The day after, Soohyun and Kuza were surprised as they did not get beat up, and after some time Chanan comes to talk to him, and due to this Soohyun raised his guard. Chanan tells him that Hajuin has to meet him after school and leaves without doing anything. Both of them were scared as they thought everything will soon come to an end. We see, Soohyun is at the karaoke and thinks that he will get hit if he enters the room. As he opens the door, all the delinquents were waiting for him. Hajuin asks him to take a seat. Soohyun was confused as he sees all the famous school kids gathered there. He was more confused as he saw Chiron there. She asks him why was he there. He tells her that Hajuin called him, and she tells him to go and sing, but he was terrible at that. As he picks up the mic, his high-pitched skills are activated, and his singing impressed everyone. Everyone asked Hajuin who was he, and he introduced him as his friend. Hajuin asks him to sing again, Soohyun was shocked as he thought he would get beat up, but no one was hitting him. The punks started to get closer to him, and now it was as if Soohyun was one of them. And after so many days, he was now finally going to school to enjoy his life. As he reached school, Hajiun was waiting for him. Suddenly the system tells him that the main quest is starting. He was really happy, but as he gets to know that he will receive a platinum card, he accepts the quest. And now, his mission was to win the fight with Hajiun, the leader of Gangbukseo High, within 3 days. The three of them were having lunch, and Kuza was confused to see Hajiun treating Soohyun so well, and is scared of Soohyun and asks him if he was safe from him. He calms him and tells him to shut up. Soohyun thinks he has no need to fight with Hajiun without any reason and thinks of dropping the quest. Soohyun was there to meet Hajiun. Hajiun was beating Chongnan for something. Charan tells him if he finds him kind now. She tells him Cha-nan is getting beat up as was not able to pay money. She tells him that all the money extorted by the students goes to Hajiun, and tells him to be careful of him. Soohyun was scared of him, and asks him why was he so kind to him. Hajiun tells him that he was kind as Soohyun was very good at boxing. Soohyun realized that if he gives up on the quest he will lose the jab skill and then he will end up the same as them. Hajiun was worried about him as he was not responding to his calls and asks him if he has to say something to him. Soohyun tells him that he just felt like crying. That night, Soohyun was training to perfect his jab skills. He was training tirelessly, but he was still skeptical of him winning. He remembers his skill, the bean recovery, and thinks he still had some chance of winning. Some men approached Soohyun and asked him if he was a high schooler. He confirms their doubt. They start to gang up and try to extort some money from him. Soohyun tells them he did not have money on him. The delinquent thinks that he was lying, so he tries to attack him, but he is instantly countered by Soohyun. Soohyun asks his pardon as he by instinct attacked him. The system tells him that his jab skill has been upgraded and he figures out that his skill level is increased when he fights for real. The delinquent tries to punch him once more, but once more is countered by Soohyun. But this time it was different from before. His punch had more speed and was more stronger than before. All the delinquents were agitated by this and were ready to attack Soohyun. The system creates a subquest and tells him to win against the gangsters. The delinquents ask him if he learned some boxing, but it will be impossible for him to win over 5 people. Soohyun attacks him again, due to which he is down cold. He thinks he killed him. The system tells him that he has taken 1 gangster successfully. The other delinquent tells everyone to catch him. Now it was getting all heated. Everyone charges him once again, and Soohyun starts to run, but he ran out of luck as he was on a dead end. The delinquents were now ready to beat him. Soohyun used the bean of recovery, due to which his stamina was recovered. One of them tries to punch him, but Soohyun spams the jab skill, due to which all the other guys were frightened. He uses his high-pitched skill and was successful to take down all of them. As he was cooling down, the system tells him that he has satisfied the hidden condition, win without getting hit by a single enemy, and as a reward has been rewarded a gold card. He was excited as he reveals the card, and he was surprised when he saw the card. The next day, Soohyun was in his seat worrying about completing the quest as there are just 8 hours on the clock. He had a total of 4 cards, but still, he was unsure of his victory. But anyhow he has to win. If he does not, then he will be back to his past. Soohyun thanked Kuza for his help, and as they were having a chat they are interrupted by Hajiun. He asks him to come with him to the snack bar. One of the students was walking by, but mistakenly he spilled his ice cream on Hajiun. Hajiun grabs him and everyone knew what was about to happen. Soohyun gets up and starts to swear at Hajiun. Hajiun was shocked as he didn't see that coming. Soohyun then starts to swear at him even more, as he trusted the hidden gold card he acquired this time. Hajiun raised his hand as if he was about to beat Soohyun, but instead of hitting him he puts his hand on his head and appreciated his loyalty. He thought that Soohyun got mad at him as he messed up with the kids in his class, and tells him that he was his best friend and he will never fight him. Hajiun grabs him and they both head to the snack bar. The 2 famous girls were having a chat about the incident, and there were rumors about it. Soohyun was stressed out as he thinks that Hajiun is now his best friend. He was left with little to no time. Both Kazu and Soohyun were having a chat, and Charan tells them that the rumors are spreading around the school quite fast, and asks him if he really tried to pick a fight with Hajiun. He told her that he doesn't know what he was thinking. One of the kids, from Soohyun's class, tells him that some delinquents are picking a fight with Kuza. Soohyun was shocked. Kuza was on the basis of the delinquents asking them to meet Hajuin. Everyone made fun of him and recognized him as he was Soohyun's sidekick, and was about to beat him, but Hajuin interferes and stops him from beating him, and asks Kuza why he wants to meet him. Kuza tells Hajuin to stay away from Soohyun. Hajuin was confused, but he realized that he was saying to stay away from Soohyun as he thought he was bullying him. Hajuin punches him straight to the temple. Everybody was scared. Hajuin tells Kuza that he was friends with Soohyun. Also, he hated people like him and starts to beat him even more, and tells Kuza to stay away from Soohyun. Here, Soohyun came through and beat one of the delinquents. Hajuin was surprised due to this. Soohyun tells him that Yakuza was his only true friend as he never let him down and took all the punches for him. One of the students reached the class and tells everyone about the fight. Everybody was confused as the fight was between Soohyun and Hajuin, and thought that Hajuin is going to kill him. Hajuin asks him if he really wanted to fight him and tells him that he thought of Soohyun as his friend. Soohyun tells him that he has only one friend in the school and that it is Yakuza. The card Soohyun received from the side quest gave him additional strength for 5 seconds, and Soohyun thinks he will be able to get rid of Hajuin within 5 seconds. Everybody thinks that Soohyun is really gone mad as he was no match for Hajuin as he thought he could defeat him in under 5 seconds. He attacks him using his jab, but Hajuin was able to dodge it easily. He then spams the jab button, but still, he was not able to do anything to Hajuin. Everybody was scared as they thought, what if Soohyun was able to defeat Hajuin? Hajuin counterattacked Soohyun, due to which he was on the ground helpless. Soohyun keeps on saying that he will need only 5 seconds to win, and Hajuin starts to beat him and mocks him for trying to win against him by only using jabs. Soohyun rushes to tackle Hajuin, but still, he was no match for him. He uses his high-pitched skill, but he was countered. But this time Soohyun was able to grab him, and then he used the bean of recovering. Hajuin was seriously pissed off and his men were thinking of stopping him. Hajuin tells Soohyun that he was now serious and he will kill him for real. Soohyun used his additional strength skill and hold Hajuin in one place, due to which he was not able to move. Soohyun raised him in the air and smacked him on the ground, and he then removes his tracks and starts to punch Hajuin mercilessly. Seconds were over and Hajuin was on the ground helpless and declared that he has lost. The system informs him that he has completed the main quest, and he finally gets the platinum card as a reward. That's it for today, guys. Thanks for watching.